today, Tuesday at Sun. I am Jean Ann Cannon. I'm the director of Dunebrook. We have Lisa Scheller with us, who's director of development, and the famous Sara Hoyt, who is our director of our program, our public ed program that she's going to tell us all about, that totally is successful in the school system with empowering children to take care of their bodies and adults, and it's a fabulous program, and Sara's fabulous at doing it. So we're very happy to have her on the show today. And of course, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, so no better time for Sara to give us a little insight as to what she does, why it's important, and how it is so effective. So before we get into that, just to let you know, Dunebrook is doing great prevention programs, being Healthy Families, where we go into the homes and teach parenting skills and all other kind of family management. We've been doing that virtually. That's a free program. If you're interested, expecting a baby or having a baby under 90 days old, then give us a call. Sara will talk about public ed. We have a new program, Parent and Family Education, which is a class, a program where 5 to 12 sessions. If you or your agency is interested, we can come to you and present that program. So again, the Child Advocacy Center, where we collaborate with Department of Child Services and interview suspected cases of abuse, and that is our intervention piece. So again, before we get going with Sara, maybe Lisa, you can give us a little update of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So good morning and happy Tuesday. As Jean Ann had mentioned, it is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and we have had a very successful April. I want to thank everybody who has participated and helped us get out the awareness of child abuse. Our theme was Children Are Locally Growing. So you might be seeing some of those yard signs around or banners over at the ACE stores in LaPorte, Michigan City, as well as L Superstores and Pinwheels. Pinwheels is the token for child abuse awareness. So we have those all out as well. So I want to thank those who have participated in this last month. We've had a huge success. We've had some give backs from L's and South Bend Chocolate Cafe in Michigan City at the Outlet Mall, as well as the Cableland Ace Hardwares are doing a give back through this Saturday. It's a registered give back. So if you are out thinking about buying some things to do your spring cleanup and so on and so forth, step in or stop over there to purchase your items. And if you do register a give back, then it will come back to Dunebrook to help support our programs. We also have Leeds Public House in Michigan City. We're very thankful to them. They're doing a give back, a drink give back for us. It is called the Dragon Fruit Cooler. So if you are out and about and want to stop in to have a drink, stop there, and 50% of that will come back to Dunebrook. So we are very thankful to them for that. This last Tuesday, we had the First United Methodist Church of LaPorte. They did a walk, going through with the snow and everything like that, with the weather not being as awesome, but they went ahead and did the walk to the courthouse and then back to the church. Very big supporters of Dunebrook, so we are very thankful to them for that awareness, as well as the Duneland Exchange in Chesterton. They have a big banner out at the Hawthorne Park, as well as pinwheels and so on and so forth. So just bringing that awareness out there about our programs, that we're educating people about child abuse and that we do want to help prevent that. And just a couple of other things. Today is the last day of the online auction. So those people who donated to the online auction, we are very thankful for. We had close to about little over 40 items on there from many businesses, both in Porter County and LaPorte County. So thank you very much to everyone who donated, and those who, today's your last day, so get on there at bidding for goods /Dunebrook, and you can check out those items, some great things, gift certificates to pottery, to services, and so on and so forth. And then just want to thank our sponsors, Centier Bank, who's rallied around April child abuse awareness, as well as, again, South Bend Chocolate Factory, General Insurance Services, who have continued to support Dunebrook graciously, as well as Lakeshore Foods, Cable and Ace Hardware, Horizon Bank, who continues to be our cheerleader, McGibbon, the McGibbon family, American Legion, as well as Fred Miller, James and Donna Dipke, and Pat Tukos, and all the other people who have generously given to Dunebrook to help keep our programs moving forward. We've had to cancel our gala, and we're doing the gala and the dragon boat races. So as we move through the pandemic and trying to get back into getting together, we just thank everybody who feels the need to give. So if you're interested in donating, you can just go to our Dunebrook website, and there's a donate button right there. Press the button, takes you to the platform. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Or you can text Dunebrook. It's Dunebrook to 71777, and it'll also take you to that platform. And again, any amount is graciously appreciated. And we're just so happy that everybody has rallied around us during this time.
Gosh, Lisa, thank you so much. Yeah, April's a wonderful opportunity for us to help people understand that child abuse is a problem, and yet there's lots we can do about it.
Yeah, so we're very thankful to everybody who has stepped up and wants to make sure that people know that our services are available and that we couldn't do it without the help of our community with businesses and individuals who believe in our mission.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. And
Sure.
That's a beautiful segue to talking to our Sara, who not only has a passion, but she's extremely talented at talking to students and teachers, but students, to be able to talk to students about this topic with grace and integrity and buy-in. Sara does a fabulous job. So with that, Sara, can you tell us about yourself, a little bit about your background? You have a fabulous background that really is a springboard for you being so successful at what you do.
Well, thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am the public education coordinator for Dunebrook. Fortunately, I have been with Dunebrook for over 8.5 years now. I originally started doing the nurturing parenting program, working with families that had open cases with the Department of Child Services and going to their homes and working with them on parenting techniques to help rebuild and strengthen their relationship with their children. I then moved into doing our body safety program. And really prevention education in general, but with a specific focus on child sexual abuse. And I have been working with the body safety program for about 5.5 years now. And so what that is it is what we call a body positive empowerment program that works to educate children on how to protect themselves from the potential threat of sexual abuse, and also how to recognize and respond if they have been a victim of sexual abuse. And this program runs kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. But we also offer a adult program called Stewards of Children, which is a training for adults that helps them learn how to recognize and respond to child sexual abuse, and how to support a child who may be a victim of sexual abuse.
Sara, that's such a great point. Like, the average person, when you bring up the topic of child abuse and they don't understand it, what do you say to them with regard to the fact that, one, it really is a problem? Like, how many interviews? We had 420 interviews last year of suspected cases, but that it is in fact a problem, and how powerful it is that the innocent bystander, be it a teacher or a friend or a student of someone having a problem, the power that they have, a power in a good way to help. What do you say to them?
Well, I think that, child sexual abuse is an incredibly difficult topic to talk about. But the unfortunate reality is that 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be victims of sexual abuse before they turn 18. And that number right there is it's overwhelming. And it's enough for us as adults to understand and recognize that it is a problem in every community. It doesn't matter where you live, whether it's rural or urban, the city or some small town. Child sexual abuse affects everyone. And so we want to get out there, and our goal has always been is to educate and empower, and to help adults and children protect themselves from that potential threat, but also, like you're saying, know what to do if it has happened, and to believe that child and to support that child and coming forward, whether you're a teacher, you're a parent, grandparent, or just somebody, a neighbor or a friend. And so that's what our programs really focus on.
Yeah. And what would you say to a person if they just suspect that something is going on with a child that they know? Either they're in a professional capacity or even a neighbor. They don't really know, but they suspect. It's scary for them to get involved. What do you say to them?
Absolutely. Nobody wants to suspect that somebody could be a potential perpetrator. But even suspicions, even if you think that that child may be experiencing abuse, that child has to be the priority. We as adults have to advocate for children, even if we don't have solid proof that it's happening, even if that child didn't directly tell us that they are experiencing abuse, even if it's just a suspicion. A suspicion is important to bring forward. And so if you suspect that a child may be a victim of abuse, it may not be being protected, you need to report it. And the number for that is, of course, is 1-800-555-5556. And that is the hotline for child abuse. And you can do it anonymously. I think that a lot of times adults think that if they're making the report, they have to give their name. They have to give all of their information. But the truth is, you can report without giving that information. The only thing that they need to know is what you suspect is happening or what information you have witnessed or have been told by that child. That's what is most important to them. And again, we have to, as adults, make children a priority. And that means sometimes doing things that we're not comfortable doing. It may be suspecting somebody maybe hurting a child, and we thought maybe they could never do that. The truth is that child is a priority, and we have to advocate for them.
Right. Oh, Sarah, that is so powerful because if we have a child that no one takes the time or the courage to report a suspicion, that child's life can be in ruins, like literally in ruins, if the abuse is not stopped. And when I hate to say it, but when I hear of these horrid shootings and crazy things that go on in our world, I always think, what happened to that shooter when they were a child? Did no one suspect that they were in need, that they were in conflict, that they weren't coping well with life? Had someone somewhere along the line reached out um, and got that person help by maybe in the case of abuse to call that hotline?
Yeah.
And as you say, it's anonymous.
Absolutely, it absolutely can be. And what I tell students, kindergarten all the way through 12th grade, and I tell adults too, if you see something, say something. If you feel something, say something.
Yeah.
And I think that it's just important to come forward. And sometimes children are able to do that for themselves, they're able to advocate for themselves. But I think more often than not, a child is scared to come forward. A child is scared or they don't know who to go forward to. And so we have to help be that voice. We have to help be that support. And I think that's just one of the most important things in being a community and doing what's best for the overall of the community, the people
Right.
in it.
Right. And as you talk in the schools, I know for the counselors in the school, they talk about the fact that when a child does not get help, they end up having discipline problems or dropping out, and then maybe compounded mental health issues. And in the community, that's what made me think of it, Sarah, that in the community, it's bad for the community. So we need to take responsibility, all of us,
Mhm.
for participating and giving people support. That's great advice, Sarah. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think one of the most common themes that we hear, especially in April for child abuse prevention, is it takes a village. And it really does. It takes a village to keep each other safe and to grow a healthy community and grow healthy children. Absolutely. And I think that that's a really important component to remember is that we're all here for each other.
Yeah. Oh, Sarah, that's great. And boy, if COVID hasn't taught us one thing, it is that it is to be more understanding of people's different lot in life, and that, as you say, child abuse is, it's not, it's in every aspect of our community, wealthy, poor, in the middle, suburban, city,
Mhm.
whatever. In people that you don't think would ever do it. I mean, in the news are those horrific cases of, I think of the Olympic gymnast girls, and
Mhm.
who would have, and he went on for years without anyone saying anything.
Right.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. And child sexual abuse is one of the most prevalent health issues that children face today, with the most serious array of consequences. As you spoke, it can have a lasting effect on their life, anything from depression to suicide to anxiety to addiction. And that's why it is so important that we talk about it early, we talk about it often, and we talk about it consistently. And that's what Dunebrook has given me the opportunity to do, is to go out to these schools. And now I'm welcomed by these schools to talk about it with kids. And that is, such a great working relationship to have, to get the message out there.
Right. Well, you're welcome because you do such a good job. Well, I mean it. There is an art to be able to talk to children and make it stick and work, and for them to accept you about it. And you're very good, Sarah, at doing that. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, thank
Um,
you.
I think maybe the last question, unless you have additional things, is COVID and what effect it's had on your work, or maybe advice you'd have for parents with regards to their children in this topic.
Well, I think kind of to address the COVID, changes we've seen because of COVID is, you know, in years past, and even this year I got to do it as well, but my presentations are done face to face, whether it's in individual classes or large group assemblies. But due to COVID, we had to adapt and we had to be flexible. So some of our presentations were done through Zoom, which was entirely different, but it worked. A couple of my presentations were done with a pre-recorded video. And although, my preferred method is face to face so that I can see those kids and I can interact with them, I was just grateful that the schools felt that this was still a priority and they wanted me to come back.
Yeah.
And so I think that, in upcoming years, we will continue to adapt and be flexible so that we can, most importantly, get the message out there. I think with kind of wrapping up, some advice to have to parents about abuse prevention is talk to your kids.
Mhm.
Talk about it early, talk about it often, talk about it consistently. Using appropriate words for the private parts is a really easy and effective way to keep your kids safe. And also respect your children's body boundaries. We really emphasize in our program to empower kids to understand that their bodies belong to them, that they have the right to say no to any touch or any physical interaction that they don't want to, because their bodies are theirs, no matter what.
Mhm.
And I think one of the simplest, easiest examples that I often use with parents is, tickling. Tickling is such a fun, affectionate, interactive activity. But when we hear that child say stop, we need to stop. And although our intentions may not be to hurt that child and we're just playing, when we hear somebody say stop, it's important to listen to them and to respect their wishes. And that really snowballs into a much bigger picture for them as they continue to grow and they continue to develop and, get into their own relationships.
Sure.
So again, respect the boundaries that your children set for themselves, be willing to listen to it and support that. And I really think that overall has a profound impact on abuse prevention and keeping our kids safe.
Yeah, Sarah, wonderful, wonderful advice. Thank you so very much. And if someone is interested in knowing more about it or wants to contact you about presenting a stewards program in their agency with their group of staff or employees for adults, or the Body Safety Safer Smarter Kids and Teens, they should contact you at Sarah, no H,
Yeah.
Sarah at dunebrook.org.
Absolutely. And, with our stewards program, which, sometimes I talk so much about our body safety program that I forget to really promote our adult program too. And yes, I think that to be an all-inclusive program, we have to talk to our kids, but we also have to talk to adults. And I love doing presentations for the adults. So whether, it's a church or a school or just, a group community, group of moms, group of dads, whatever it is, please, yes, reach out to me. I would love to talk to you more about our programs. I'd love to schedule anything, with anybody that's interested. So Sarah at dunebrook.org, and happy to give you more information.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. Hopefully we've
Sarah,
helped people
awesome.
understand the topic better. And Lisa, thank you for all your information. If anyone's interested or has a passion for what we do, any amount is appreciated. You can always just go to our Facebook page and donate. And lastly, I just would like to say thank you for joining us, especially in this time. Be kind to yourself. Take care of yourself and be patient and kind to others. So any last words, lady? Anything?
I just think to reiterate what Sarah and you've said, Jean Ann, in the past, is if you see something, say something, and you could probably make a difference in somebody's life. So,
Sarah, thanks again. You're wonderful.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, have a great day, everyone.